So what would be one of the questions you all have that you would like for me to lead off and communicate about, and then we can have a discussion about it if it warrants that?
We're gonna stay right in the basic thing. Like the number one question is, what was your vision when this all started? What started this to become?
So I'm gonna show the picture. No, I'm sorry, not this picture. I might have left it, no I didn't. This image right here, this picture right here. When this picture was taken, it was at the height of the Million Man March. It wasn't at the end of the Million Man March, it was at the height of the Million Man March. This right here, there was a caption on the Final Call newspaper, and it read, "A glance at heaven." This right here wasn't just about numbers, it was about the fact that you didn't have one incident with all these brothers present of different backgrounds, different faith traditions, some from the street, some that been to prison, some ain't never been to prison, some that been to college, some ain't never been to college, some that were scientific, some got money, some didn't have money. You get what I'm saying? You had everybody represented, Muslim, Christian, Hebrew, non-religious, Crip, Blood, GD, Vice Lord, Stone. You had everybody represented, right? No fights, no stabbings, no murder. In the whole city of DC, they had no crime that whole day.
Reconciliation comes about because now I'm at peace with myself, and I've forgiven my brother, my sister, my father, whomever else it may be. So now we can finally sit down and have a conversation. I understand the reason you hurt me was because someone hurt you in the past. And the reason why I'm hurting other people is because I was hurt, and we all in a vicious cycle. So it's not your fault, it's not my fault, we're not against one another, we all in the same boat. So instead of being angry at each other, instead of pointing fingers at each other, instead of pointing out the wrong in you, I pointed out the wrong in myself, I acknowledged it, I confessed it, I repented, I'm going through atonement, I'm forgiven. Now for the first time, reconciliation means we can come back together as a family. We can sit down and see each other for who we actually are. And that 7th step, then you go to the 8th step, which is perfect union. So now we have an opportunity to move towards perfection because we have a methodology of now the problems that are in our families, the problems that are in our community, the problems that we're facing. Now we got a methodology that every time problems show up, we can go through these steps. Point out the wrong, acknowledge, confess, forgive, repent. We can go through these steps, and we can understand that it's not me pointing the finger at you, but it's me going inside first and understanding that if I can solve a problem within myself, if I can solve a personal problem within me, then I can look out into the social arena and I can solve social problems, because the same methodology that solves social problems is a methodology that I use to solve this personal problem within me. I had to learn, and so now I can teach.
What he just gave is a spiritually scientific understanding of atonement, the art and science of it. And the reason why I wanted him to freeze it right there is because this right here, this image right here, is the outcome that happens. See, we didn't have to just go back to 1995. You see the look on that face? You don't generate that just by osmosis or not doing something.
That's relief.
Do you know when we tell people, look, a requirement and work with these young people, you got to learn how to do this. That's what he just experienced. When he got off the bus, it was a man on each side that required him to give him a hand. He didn't know the handshake, but you better believe he knew it by the time he got to this picture. But it wasn't just the expression of a handshake, it was the energy of, I respect you, I see you, and I want you to know I'm saluting you because I'm saluting the greatness in you, and I want you to know that my greatness is not to beat up on your greatness, it's to show consideration for you. And by the time they got to the back area, back here, that first time, that was the look on their faces. Yep. And he ain't the only one that had that kind of look. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no trick with one person. You had a lot of brothers, you see them in ranks, because the goal is to be able to, again, show them that they can balance the rhythm and discipline factor within. but they have to experience the balancing the rhythm and discipline. You can be disciplined in an environment, not just in playing basketball and knowing how to double dribble. You can express your discipline in different ways. You can have your mind to tell your body what to do, so then you ain't just moving on impulse all day long. And then teachers like to label you, or I don't say teachers, it's just the system labels us ADHD, ADD. And they put these labels with no real solutions but drugs. So we said, well, no, let's teach them and build up their resilience and their determination and their grit. Because when they do the exercise of challenge, exercise of power, that challenges them and it helps them to see themselves overcome what they call ADHD or ADD. Now, the images, the pictures, it's just geared to show you what gets done when they first come in. That's the older brother who teaches them the urban gardening. See, this right here is just giving an example of how real this is. And the fact is that we ain't fabricating nothing. We just let you know what really happened, what really went on. This is Brother Larry back there. You know what I mean? Giving them blockchain technology.
Brother Enoch, if someone on the outside wanted to find the several steps of atonement, if somebody wanted to find these several steps of atonement, where can we find these steps?
Well,
the website.
Well, two things. The steps of atonement is all over the internet because it's everywhere as far as on Google. Now, in terms of us being able to put what Brother Michael just really delved into and explained, we'll have to give you a link for that. Because what he just delved into, unfortunately, many people didn't receive it. I was blessed to be able to link up with Brother Michael and Reverend James Luther Bevel, who made the Most High be pleased with him. And we went through the science of atonement. We went through clinical, training. So we got tons of video footage and so we'll be able to do our part to make it accessible to people. And even one of our goals is to set up classes and trainings on an application called Kajabi. So that way people can come there and either watch videos to get trained and get this kind of information, or we'll do live trainings. Okay. Because we want this information to be made accessible to all. But the point I wanted to make was that in 1995, people got the art of the science of atonement. But then over the years, those who went through clinical training and went through the process began to understand when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught self first, then others, that was a principle that was strategic for not only life in general, but for the steps of atonement. Because you can't be pointing outside all day long and you want to solve a problem. You got to do some of this right here. Mm-hmm. What is my contribution to the problem? Because nobody can be 100% wrong or right in a conflict or a problem or issue. Even if you 1% wrong, take your 1% off the table. You know what I'm saying? That allows for you to not only maintain humility, but to recognize that we all got a part to play in whatever's going on. And if you got 1% or 0.5% and you deal with it, then let other people deal with their part. Mm-hmm. So that way we all can come together and say we can step forward with the solution.
Yes, sir.
So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted Brother to start that process of communicating, because we're not just talking about theoretical, we're talking about theory and practice. And when we get the practice going on, we start getting different results. We don't want people to think they're coming into something that has not gotten results. These things that we're doing has results, but the problem becomes when we expand it, we need more workers. Mm-hmm. We don't need a whole bunch of more talkers. We need people to recognize we got to do both talk and walk. We got to be able to, if they say, can you walk and chew bubble gum at the same time? We got to do more than chew bubble gum.
Consistency. So technically right now you're looking for dedicated people to commit themselves to the Hip Hop Detox. That's correct?
That's correct, and not just Hip Hop Detox, but to the process of holistic human development that connects us to many different service providers, organizations, and people. Again, whether they're doing martial arts, boxing, and yoga, or they're teaching how to pilot a drone, how to invest in stocks, whatever they're doing, with the young people, when we come into schools, and they have behavioral issues, we come and detox the behavioral issues. That's the part you want to be part of. We come in and detox that. Because you can't teach them, I don't give a damn what you're trying to teach them. You can try to teach them blockchain technology, drones. If they don't have control of self first, they're not gonna hear what you're saying that can save their lives. So we have to get them first to get grounded, to recognize we here because we care about you. And we ain't with the bullshit.
Right.
We here to let you know that the seeds that we're trying to plant here are the seeds to help you when you go outside and they trying to tell you to hold this shorty, you know you got the ability to say, nah, as you were, I ain't doing that. I'm going over here so I can learn, you know what I mean? I'm gonna learn how to fix washing machines so then I can one day have my own laundromat. I'm gonna be involved in that program. You trying to get me locked up. I ain't with that. I don't know how many bodies on that. You want me to hold that for $200.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to meet them wherever they are. Some of the shorties that they don't own that, but they watch the ones who are. And the ones who are on it seem to get the most attention. They're getting girls, you know what I'm saying? They're getting all it. So they want to know, well, how can I do it? Do I have to play basketball, football, dance? What do I have to do? So somebody can love me.
Absolutely.
Because I'm feeling unloved. I'm feeling like I don't belong. So I got to find a way to connect. Now, your other question dealing with what people can do when it comes to hip hop detox and holistic human development. This sister, I want you to talk to her because we just met officially, but she communicated with Hip Hop Detox a while ago from what I understand. And she saw something that made her want to volunteer, right? She's involved now. She probably was like, man, I shouldn't open up my mouth. This man got, he got too much going on. But you can ask her the same question. What made you want to do something with Hip Hop Detox? What inspired you?
So, my name is Angelia Stewart. Flip it on. Angelia Stewart. I believe in youth. I'm a mother of 4 adult children. And I think it was two years ago, I saw something on Facebook. And I know it had something to do with children. And I was inspired. I can't remember if it was just boys or boys and girls, I'm not sure, because it's been 2 years. And I guess I must have reached out, said I was interested, and I know Brother Muhammad is doing a lot of things. And last week he called me. No, he sent me a voicemail, I think 2 weeks ago. And when I heard it, I'm like, oh wow, that's the guy from Hip Hop Detox, the volunteer. And I responded, we connected. He asked me could I meet him the next day at Chicago State. I did, and we just went from there. So he was so authentic because he didn't try to sell something, sell a dream. He didn't say, well, we're going to make all these young people this or we're going to make all of them that. What we're going to do is we're going to pool our resources and we're going to get them to learn how to become empowered. We're going to get people to invest in them so that they can in turn do what? Invest in others. And that's really what it's all about. So it's been a blessing. I don't know what I'm going to be asked to do. I'm not one of those people that's caught up on titles. Title means nothing. I just want to feel like I can play a role and have a part. And that's why I'm here.
And Brother Enoch.
Yes, sir.
You got something coming up on October, right?
Yes, sir.
October 16th.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
explain to us exactly what's coming up on October 16th?
Well, October 16th, this will be the 3rd annual Males to Men Empowerment Seminar, and we'll hold it at the E. Mill and Patricia Jones Convocation Center at Chicago State University. So we have actually 3 segments on that day, which is also the 30th anniversary of the Million Man March. The first activity and event, the seminar, is from 9 a.m. when the students arrive, the buses arrive. We start off at 10 a.m. with the Empower Hour, and we go for about maybe 90 minutes, and then starting at 11:30, we have a full about 3 hours of rotating workshops. And so the rotating workshop, as I communicated already, is a sampling of everything I mentioned, from the drones to the blockchain technology to collegiate pathways, etc. And by the time we get to about 1:30, that's when we come together to wrap up and then head back at 2. There will be live performances. There will be challenges that we'll be engaging them in. We will have opportunity for the men to work with the young brothers so they can get their hands-on experience when it comes to mentoring and empowerment. One of the things about Hip Hop Detox Males to Men program is that we don't look at like mentoring the same way as many. When we say empowerment, we include mentoring under empowerment. Because when you empower, that's saying you're willing to teach, counsel, guide, mentor, train, facilitate. In essence, you're agreeing to be a change agent. And so in order to be a change agent, you gotta wear many different hats at times. And everybody has to know that we're not dependent on one person to do everything by themselves. We want to do this work as a group.
Okay.
So it's not gonna be so focused on just one-on-one. But if we got 3 men with 5 youth or 8 youth, you know what I'm saying? Working as a group. So that way we can look at 300 men working with 1,000 youth over a period of 12 months. That is what allows for us to realize the rise up, follow up, and follow through thing. But the outcome is healing for our children who are in crises. Whether people know it or not, your child is in crises too. Some people think, not my child. Your child could be in the back room. You think they playing a video game. They playing video game. They talking on the phone. They self-mutilate, cutting themselves. They vaping. They smoking. You know what I mean? They dipping off, having, different experimentation with friends on different levels. All kind of stuff is going on, and you have no idea until you find out.
Absolutely.
And now it's like, well, man, how did this happen? Well, there's a gap in our communication with our children. There's children, 3rd, 4th grade. They watching pornography all weekend. They come to school, and then they experiment in the bathrooms. Parent get a call at home, they want to fuss, not because their child did it, they fussing, why you telling me? That's your job. I don't have to worry about them till they come home.
Right.
Like, this is a 3rd grader, a 4th grader, and you telling us that you upset because you got a phone call? And you want to cuss the principal out because your child could be taken by DCFS because of these kind of things.
So, Brother Enoch, are we targeting just melanated kids or all kids?
We are targeting Black children in particular.
Okay.
However, when we say Black, we recognize that we come in many different shades. So we got Black children that's darker than myself, but they speak Spanish. We're not gonna tell them you can't come because your conqueror was a Spanish-speaking conqueror while mine was an English-speaking conqueror. If you Black, whether you speak Spanish, Portuguese, French, Dutch, your school is welcome. So we have some schools that have already communicated, hey, Brother Enoch, I need 50 slots for my sophomores. Some have already said, I want sophomores, juniors, and seniors, so I need 100 slots. We still got some more slots left, so we got a shoehorn left to squeeze some more people in. But they need to talk to us sooner than later.
That's good.
Because we only got 2 weeks and 4 days left.
That's good. What is your target age group?
We want 50% of all students to be juniors and seniors in high school, the rest to be 7th grade and up. But we want, so if we got 1,000 coming, 500 juniors and seniors. If we got 1,500 or 1,400 or 1,200, we still are looking to get more juniors and seniors because we know they're on the precipice of making some major choices, and we don't want them to make the wrong choice. We want them to know that whether you going to college or you going to a trade or you want to go to school to do security, whatever you want to learn how to do, we want you to know that there's a pathway of options and opportunities, so that way you don't feel stuck and immobilized and you just do anything. So we really want to make sure that we do that part.
That's sensational.
And that, to us, is actualizing the spirit of the Million Man March, because the spirit of the Million Man March is really the spirit of God.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we want people to recognize, that spirit, we need more and more and more of it, not less of it, because when people called it a love fest and they was thinking that was a knock against it, that was really our superpower. That was really our superpower. And when they made a decision to not teach it in the schools, every school we've gone to, brother, in the last 20 years, 98 to 99% of all students from college age all the way down to elementary, they had no idea that this was the Million Man March. Many of them thought that this was the March on Washington in 1963. And we had to tell them, no, this is the Million Man March. And they're looking at me like, are you serious? Yes, we had a march in 1995 where we had millions of Black men come. yes, black women did come. Yes, they did. They saw the men there, and they wanted to be around the men. But we had 2 million black men to show up. And it was the most beautiful experience, 14 hours standing shoulder to shoulder. And then we did work after the Million Man March, which they made sure the people didn't know. People don't know that 1.2 million men registered to vote due to the Million Man March. People didn't know that between 1995 and 13, crime went down in every major city. So Chicago had 800, 900 murders in 1995. It went all the way down like 400 and something by 2011.
So how can we find you, brother, when it comes down to October 16th and want to learn more about the Hip Hop Detox?
If you want to learn more about the Hip Hop Detox and you want to support this effort, we have a hotline number. The hotline number is 773-563-4315. That's 773-563-4315. If I need to do it in the hip hop way, 773 563 4315. Call that number.
That's awesome.
773-563-4315, or you can email Brother Enoch at hiphopdetox.org. That's hiphopdetoxx.org.
Hey, when you sitting here live, right here with Western World One, with Glam Entertainment Rado, we're here with Brother Enoch Muhammad. We appreciate you, my brother.
Peace and love,
Salam
my
alaikum.
brother. Wa alaikum salam, my brother. And when I say hip hop, you say detox. Hip hop, detox. Hip hop, detox. When I say hip hop, y'all say detox. Hip hop, detox. Hip hop, detox. Hip hop, detox. We said hip hop, detox. Hippity 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 hop, go. Boop, boop, boop. That's what time it is. October 16th, males to men. We do this.
Western World One, and
we do this.
Out. Hey, we sitting here with Western World One. This is
773-563-4315.
We came down here.
It's the Hip Hop
here
Detox
with the
hotline
legend,
where they can call, text,
Brother
and
Enoch.
email.
He did
Yep.
a sensational job. Hey,
24
y'all
hours.
need to want to come up here.
Call, text, or email.
You need help.
They may not get an answer until
Please log
9
on,
to
call
5,
that number.
but
If you want
they
to be
can
a
call,
mentor,
text,
you
or
want to
email.
help, you want to be a part of this change, do the same thing, call that number, and we out.
Yes.
Boom.